Hello guys, welcome back. I am really confused today. I kind of am and I kind of not. I mean, I know the answer. My life. I had a dream this morning and I was sleeping with these wolves and they were these huge human-sized wolves and they were sleeping with these wolves in a forest. And then I was running and I was jumping almost like in a video game from platform to platform. These platforms had all this, like moss and little plants and everything on them. And I almost didn't make the last jump, but somebody helped me out. And somebody, like grabbed me and helped me out. Because I'd felt this presence in the church and it seemed kind of cold and dark. I know I'm so stupid. And wet and kind of discontented. Kind of lonely. Like, where have you been? And I couldn't figure out who it was. Because sometimes I just vape on stuff. And Veles showed up. And Veles like, where have you been? You said you loved me and you haven't been paying attention to me. I was like, I'm so sorry. So we had an excellent night last night, and he gave me the dream this morning, and then he was being all cuddly this morning. And I don't believe he's the same god as Loki, simply because when he appears and Loki's here, tricksters get this disturbing level of comfort from being with another trickster. Like when your cat looks really high and that one little fang is sticking out and they're looking at you. And it's like in their mind, they have just done the most catly of catly things, and it probably involved murder and blood. That's the kind of content look they get on their face. And I'm just like, okay. And I was really contented, and I felt really safe and loved today. And Veles was being very comforting and eating the hams and drinking coffees and cookies. And then, of course, like I do, I started to worry. I'm like, oh my god, what if the rest of the Pantheon tries to come in? I've, like, vaguely felt stuff, and I'm like, I know I never get an entire Pantheon, but I'm like, oh my god, so what am I gonna do with all of them? Even though I love them because they're gods, and I love all gods. What am I gonna do with all of them? So I'm thinking, well, maybe it wasn't Veles, maybe it was Odin, maybe it was the Allfather. And I'm watching these Christmas windows from London. And this guy picked up this ornament, and he loved this ornament. Wasn't this a beautiful gold ornament? He didn't realize it was a snake, and he almost dropped it. And one of Veles' many forms is a snake, or a dragon, or a bear, or a bare-headed dragon-like snaky thing, or a wolf, or anything he wants. And I have this picture of a shaman trying to reach out to him, and the shaman has a fox on his head. Not the whole fox, unfortunately. But, the point was, I think Veles was going out of his way to say, I'm back now. Don't you love me? I always get the tricksters, you guys know that. I think those of us that are suited to them end up getting them because we're not afraid of them. And we don't think they're scary. He seemed cranky and upset and lonely in the church, obviously, because he felt Veles wasn't getting enough love. And when today I was thinking I really have too many gods at this point, I need to start, putting them outside and hoping they wander off towards a good home. He wasn't having any of it, and all the other gods have been coming around giving me side eye like, oh, there's too many of us. I see. I see. Too many gods for you to worship. Your ancestors would be so terribly proud of you. Nobody throws shade like Dionysus. He's just been coming around and giving me looks like, oh, okay. Humiliate me. You're my priestess, but humiliate me. They'll decide you're their priestess, and you'll be like, of course I am. You are. When it's convenient for them and when they want attention. But yeah, Veles is in, and I love him, and he keeps, like, bringing these things to me to point out he's a giver of wealth and luxury and everything else, and he's the lord of the forest and little animals. So I told him, I said, I don't know what the story is down there, but they're cutting the whole forest down. I said, if they're doing it, if it's their legal right, if it's for home improvement, yeah, but I said, if it's just them being greedy and taking wood, I can't pronounce her name to save my life, but there's a goddess in Slavic folklore that she likes to hang out in the woods because that's her home. And what she likes to do is appear as a little girl two bad hunters or people that are hurting the forest. She'll appear as a little girl and be like crying and be lost. And when they go to help her, she'll change into a wolf and eat them. I'm like, that's my goddess. I love her. I love her. Can we have her? I love her. She can eat all the bad people in town. And Veles is like, yes, my girl. So Loki's just been really content and almost doing that thing where he does where he's like laying upside down on the furniture or something and like just looking really happy and blissed out. And he and Veles have been in the room the same time. Not that it's impossible for Loki to be two gods, since Odin's like, what, three at once at least? But he's been very happy. And the Allfather just keeps coming around and looking at me ever so often. And he's like, where do you keep finding them? I don't know. This one likes me. Isn't he cute? Can we keep him? And the Allfather's like, this is why I can't talk to you. This is why Zeus can't talk to you. This is why Perun can't talk to you. You have all the tricksters lommed onto you and just going, yeah. But what can I do? Tricksters don't usually get a lot of worship in love. A lot of people, to prove that they love the good gods, will throw them out on their ear. So, of course, every time they come in, I'll love them and hug them and tell them how pretty they are. And talk baby talk to them. I'm sure my ancestors would be so proud. But it's like they describe him. They describe Veles in one thing about being this snake with the head of a bear. And he has wet, droopy ears. And I'm just seeing this poor little wet, droopy-eared bear. And I'm like, aww. And he's a snake god or a dragon god. Or maybe he's a wolf god or a bear god. Because he's a shapeshifter and trickster like Loki. And he likes to go up the royal tree every so often. And, you know, basically it's royal tree for them too. I hope I'm not slaughtering the mythology. And he likes to go up and see the god of lightning, and he likes to steal things from him, his wife or his cattle or his children, and go, no, 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 these are all mine. And then the god catches him and starts chasing him and throwing lightning bolts at him and goes, ah! He starts to hide. So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a trickster. That's definitely one of ours, because sooner or later they all end up here. I mean, you notice all the ones I mention are tricksters, but so is Odin. That's probably why he's here. But we're very happy to have him here. He's being very loving and very kind, and it's pretty warm today. I might try to spend a little time outside. Probably not, but I might. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.